call me the maintenance evangelist. We're finishing up here at the Euro Maintenance Conference in Brussels, Belgium. And before we depart, we had to sit down with Suzy Jamieson, who's not only a tremendous resource, she has been working diligently to help the lubrication process and critical components within the maintenance industry for years and trying to elevate performance throughout the world. And she's just a go-getter, and I had to invite her. I've known her for over 6 years, and I'm quite honored to have her here with me today and here in Brussels. Good to see you again, Suzy.
Thank you, Joe. Honor is all mine to be here. We go a long way back.
Yeah, well, again, you actually helped me. When I wrote the Maintenance Crisis song, it was actually, I came up with the idea and was discussing it in your booth the very next day.
At our booth, that's right. And we were both talking about how sad it is that people don't value the technicians and the importance of their role in maintenance. And we were actually at our reliability conference, and I think we were discussing what my motto is, that it's no use educating and promoting managers and supervisors if you're not going to go down to the tradespeople and support the technicians, because of course they are what I've come to coin, the human factor, the walking, talking bits of reliability. So
tell us about what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, I'm the Executive Director of the International Council for Machinery Lubrication, ICML. We were created mainly by end-user companies that depend on the performance of lubrication technicians and oil analysts, among other professionals within maintenance, but they have been pioneering companies that have felt the importance of raising the bar, if you will, and our main mission was exactly to dignify the profession of the lubrication technicians and the oil analysts, the lubricant analysts, as we call it.
A lot of people equate that like janitorial function. They think it's just going around and just with an oil can and just stick it in.
Because it used to be, unfortunately, exactly because people don't realize the importance of lubrication. I normally talk to the asset management people now. The umbrella has gone further up. Talk about how maintenance and reliability is a cornerstone of that, and then talk about how lubrication is a cornerstone of maintenance and reliability, and try to get exactly the community to give it value. And percentage-wise, just here in the show, if anybody came around the booth of BIMAs, the organizers, they had a pie chart about the most common causes of failure, and everybody knows. And in their pie chart, the indication is 35% is lubrication related. So it should be an obvious thing to give it value, and yet we're still the oil guys.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize. I mean, there's a lot more to it than just sticking an oil. A lubrication and just squeezing it and pushing it in, and you can over lubricate, you can under lubricate, there's a lot of intricacies, and depending on the piece of equipment, you can do a lot of damage.
You just cannot afford anymore to have unskilled personnel. I say that they're armed and dangerous with those grease guns.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the management has to realize the necessity for buy-in, because, as I like to joke, they talk about where the power lies within the maintenance organization, and I normally joke that the power, and it's not a joke, but it's just to tease the top part of the organization into realizing the importance of the technician, because they have the power of waking you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and getting you down to the plant when there is that failure that is going to
be catastrophic.
And if we're talking about heavy piece of equipment and manufacturing facilities with downtime that wasn't expected, and there goes the budget, and there goes all your models of reliability and all your performance indicators or whatever else you want to toss in, all the acronyms, one squirt too many of that grease gun and it all goes down the drain.
That's phenomenal. And again, it's one of those things we take for granted. It's one of those functions that we just don't really realize the importance and the intricacy and sophistication. And again, it's not just going in, it takes a discipline, it takes a knowledge and awareness.
A set of skills necessary, an amount of knowledge, which is exactly why the council was created to, as I said, dignify the profession. The path for that was exactly creating a career path for these professionals, because they could not just walk to a community college and get a diploma on how to be a lubrication technician.
Yes. They're not grease monkeys. They are true professionals.
Yes, and what we've been able to do, which has been, it proves the demand for what we are doing, because in the 7 years that we've been doing the certification exams, we've actually gotten over 3,400 professionals certified, and they are in about 900 different companies in 50 different countries. We've been doing certification in 7 different languages so far. And
7 different languages?
Yes.
That's what I've been amazed about you. I mean, I see so many groups, they go after and they just say, hey, we can't get a growth. We can't. Suzy doesn't do that. Suzy, hey, I'm going to get out and get into this language, I'm going to get this language, I'm going to get this country, and you're just phenomenal. I just admire you.
Thank you very much. We admire you too, and I think we're along the same lines. You call yourself an evangelist in a way. This is what I've been doing, preaching exactly my mantra to everyone. It's been an uphill battle, but I'm very satisfied that after 15 years in the industry, not the council, but in maintenance as a general rule, or in lubrication, I've gone from number one, being respected as a woman is an important thing. Somebody said, I don't know if it's true or not, I didn't think so, but somebody from Turkey approached me and said, oh, I think you were the only woman speaker at the conference. I don't know that for a fact. I'll have to go back to the program and see. But normally in conferences we see a lot more women talking now and being respected, but also the respect to the technicians, to the bottom of the pyramid that is actually there supporting the whole system has increased a lot. And I think that the response from industry to have us go into every one of the countries that we've been in, we're volunteer-based, so that means that if there weren't companies or professionals helping me, I couldn't have accomplished all I've done. But it's definitely passion. It's no different than what you're doing. You make the best of what you've got. You perform miracles with talk about extension of life and assets. We definitely are doing that in our own field. But it's very rewarding to see people actually come up and know you and know what you're doing and feel like you're making a difference and bettering the lives of professionals out there. So.
Well, again, I congratulate you, and I admire what you're doing. I think it's terrific. And we have limited time here. Any other comments you would like to add?
Actually, yes. The council is known for the certification that we do. We also do development of standards. We support that. The presentation here that I did was exactly on the work that we've been volunteering with ISO. But one very important part that I've been trying to get around is that as a mission of a nonprofit organization, one of our activities is to identify excellence, in our case in lubrication programs and oil analysis programs, and we do that via our awards programs. We've got the Augustus H. Skill Award for excellence in oil analysis programs and the John R. Battle Award for excellence in lubrication programs. So for anybody watching Skills TV, if you've got a great program going, you deserve that pat on the back and that recognition.
Now, where can they go to your website?
They can go to the website to get information. And the most important thing that I want to say and make everyone aware is that our purpose is to benchmark examples in industry to be followed. We have developed a criteria that is hopefully a roadmap to world class in those 2 areas. And the companies, the number one thing to get across is that this award is open to companies worldwide. We are an international council. Our previous recipients have been companies in the United States because, of course, we got started there, and those were the people that had access to the information. But I would love to get to the point of presenting an award for an international site. It's the award for end users.
What's your website address?
www.lubecouncil.org, and the application is there. But the award is open to not only companies worldwide, but also to companies that may not have any involvement with us, which is somewhat unusual in the field of awards. And it is a free award. It does not cost the applicant company anything, but the catch is to remain unbiased. It is ICML's policy that the nomination has to come from the company. So the professional in the company, him or her, will nominate the company themselves. So that's why it's very important to get the word out, and I appreciate you giving me the option to do so.
Well, it's wonderful, and definitely you're quite deserving, and I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Same here. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you in everything you're doing, because we need it.
Thank you so much. Well, again, it's been quite an honor to sit down with Suzy Jamieson right before we leave the Euro Maintenance Conference, and this probably will be our last interview. And it's been quite a momentous event, and just such an educational and enlightening experience. And we hope to bring you future content, and please tune in to Skill TV.